Alright, I'm going to go over the featured slider as well as the slider on the property pages. The only difference between these two sliders are these sliders have a set of thumbnails, but other than that they're generated by the same set of JavaScript, so they have the same options and are created just about the same way. So let's dive in and check out the code. So I'm going to open up the index.html file and we're going to scroll down, and it's called the flex slider. So let's find it right here. It's basically this huge chunk of code. So basically we have a couple divs and then an unordered list. Basically these divs are pretty simple. All they're doing is creating these borders, and then inside of it's the actual slider. And then underneath the slider we have some JavaScript, and this JavaScript is what calls to the slider and makes it do all of its goodness. And it also has a whole bunch of options, and we left all the options in there, and you can read these comments if you want to learn about all these options. But they're things like if you want to change the animation, if you want to turn off autoplay, if you want to change the autoplay speed, if you want to adjust the controls. So let's turn off some of these controls. So if we want to turn off the next and previous and the thumbnails, you can see how we did that. It's a much cleaner look. If you wanted to do that, it's really up to you. You just type false in those sections, and these comments explain how to do that. So that's the JavaScript below. To create the actual slides is really easy. So each list item is one slide. So let's go and just make this one slide first. So if you make it one slide, the controls will automatically hide, which is nice. So if you wanted to have a single slide up here and not have a slideshow, you can do that as well. And so basically if we wanted to have one slide, we can just have one simple slide right here. A list item in an image is how to create a slide, and so this is our second slide that we created, and you can surround that with a link, or you can add a caption like we've already shown you right here. See how it has a caption. And it's all really easy. You can just follow our example that we already have set up. So the default slider is super easy to do. The next slider I'll go over is the property single slider. So let's go and go over that one right now. And that's the property single.html file. So let's pop that open. And let's find that slider. And so the top section, so right here, we have div ID of slider and flex slider, and then some slides. And that looks pretty familiar. We have a list item, and then we have links, and so you can see our links to the light box right there. And then we have a second set, it's called carousel and flex slider, and then a list of slides. And obviously that second set is these little thumbnails. And then the only other addition to the JavaScript is below, and this carousel gets its own call. And then there's some options in here, and basically all it's saying is how you want the animation, whether you want it to be a fade or a slide. And so it's really easy to adjust those, and you can basically here, let's just make it a 2-slide one. And you can see that it's just a 2-slider, very simple. And you can also view, we have another one on our portfolio, single. If you wanted to see another example of it, it's done the exact same way. So it's very simple. It's just a simple unordered list. And then obviously the first list item lines up with the first one, and so forth. And then the actual carousel right here at the bottom doesn't have any links or anything like that. It'll automatically, the JavaScript will take over and link the two. And then the actual link for the lightbox goes around this top item. So